Okay, so I've been frustrated with myself for a long time now. I struggle to keep promises to myself and that affects my quality of life greatly, and I've not quite got the passion for things I once had, and something needs to change. Can't be the only one that feels that way, right? Like, I have this ambition to do a lot of things in my life, and that just requires me to keep a lot of promises to myself. One of the main things I want to do again is like regain that immense excitement I had for things that I love. Like, I know how that sounds, but hear me out. I want to recapture that excitement I had when I heard an amazing song, or seeing an amazing movie, or playing an amazing game. They all have an amazing story to tell, and I recognise that and love that, but I don't know what's happened. Like, I'm not so taken aback by 99.9% of things like I used to be, and I'm not sure why. You know what has done recently though? Haikyuu. I've never hated on a sports anime before in my life. I've never looked down on it, but I've never exactly jumped at the opportunity to watch one until recently. For lack of remembering, I think this is the first proper sports anime I've watched. Like, very quickly start and stop watching Megalobox. But not because I dislike it, I just stop for some reason. I do that with everything. I love the individuality of these characters, yet they come together to create such a compelling story. Like, each character has their own reason for loving volleyball and fighting the way they do. Like, with every episode, I'm just in awe of the emotion that the series invokes. Like, the journey each character goes on. Kageyama learning to be a team player and more personal with people. Hinata learning to be like a little giant and more, and trying to battle against people much taller than him. Tsukishima, especially him, oh my god, like, being so bummed out about the club and feeling inferior to Hinata compared to where, like, I'm at in the series where he's actually putting an effort into becoming better individually, and, like, not just that, working together properly with his teammates. And now, and I like even seeing Hinata as a rival. Can't lie, I disliked them a lot at first, but I think that's starting to change. The passion I feel on watching this series and the intense passion that these characters have for their club and their sport is something I'm really trying to recapture and feel when it comes to stuff I love doing. Something that gets in the way of that for me though is a crippling sense of complacency and ambivalence. I always seem so motivated to try and achieve all the things that I want to do a lot of the time, but when I finish work and come home and sit at my desk and try to achieve it, or even on a day off after I finish the gym or something like that, I just sit there. I don't know why. Like, I'm not sure why it happens a lot of the time. I think it comes from a deep lack of self-respect in certain ways. Like, maybe deeper than I realise. Like, I'll rarely commit to a specific task for an extended period of time on any given day just to achieve it. That's in relation to my broader goals. Everyday trivial shit, I've already built the habit for that. But maybe that's where I'm going wrong with it. Building the habit. I did it for the trivial stuff in baby steps, but for some reason I don't feel like I can apply it to what I want to achieve. I've been working hard at trying to improve my self-esteem day by day now, but some things aren't just clicking for me. I feel like that is the way for me to go though, in terms of my broader goals. Maybe just figuring out what the next baby steps for those are. Because I have a lot I want to achieve, but it's just trying to figure out what I want to give my time to. Maybe the way to do it for me is to try and find ways to trick myself into just starting. Like, tricking myself into doing little baby steps towards my goal each day. Because even if you do just 5 minutes, or even a couple of minutes, that's still a couple of minutes more than you would have done if you think about it too much and don't do it. And who knows, maybe the effect of that will snowball and maybe you'll go on for 30 minutes, an hour, or maybe even 2 hours. Because let's face it, this is something I'm definitely over-catastrophizing in my head. Like, it should be something so simple, yet I just can't do it for some reason, a lot of the time at least. This doesn't feel too dissimilar to when my depression was at its worst, but I'm in a much better place in life currently, and things are going much better than before, but even then I can't seem to pinpoint why I feel this way about certain things. You want to hear the kicker? I feel guilty for feeling this way. Like, I get it, everyone's on their own path, everyone is going at the pace they need to, and they'll get to where they should be going and want to go eventually, one way or another. But there are much worse things going on in the world. My parents didn't endure everything that they did in the Middle East just to bring me over to the UK for me to be so complacent. And I need to get a handle on my emotions as well. I feel like that plays a big part in it, like a big part in how I see myself, how I interact with others. And like, it's a bigger foundation for everything else than I think it is. And I'm starting to realise that more and more. My mind moves really fast, so fast that I worry about a lot and nothing at the same time. And usually that never gives me any time to stay present, grounded, or in the moment. But on the flip side, I feel like I have more control over that than I think. Because sometimes I feel like I'm able to pull myself out of that ongoing river of thought. Like, I have a moment of clarity, then my mind just slips, and I'm right back in that chaos. And it's almost as if I didn't try to keep myself in that grounded state at all, and it's frustrating. Maybe this ties in with gratitude for me. I'm grateful for a lot of things, and I'm aware that I have it great right now. But Don't know why, but for some reason I'm not able to take a step outside of myself and just be appreciative for everything, truly. But I'm never able to take a step back and just get a handle on it and tell myself, you can calm down, this shouldn't be invoking this sort of emotion from you, and just be grateful for the people and things that are tied to you in the moment in time. Like, an example, I'm infinitely grateful that both of my parents and brother are alive. We argue more than I'd like to admit. It's actually pretty standard in a Middle Eastern household, unfortunately, or to my knowledge at least. And sometimes that's definitely my fault, I will admit, because, like I said, I have trouble with emotions and I don't think I'm able to emotionally regulate myself all the time. Like, I can a fair bit of the time, but I need to work on that more and try to find and address the root cause. Whilst we're on the topic of feeling things, I still want to be able to feel the passion I used to have for all the hobbies I loved. I still do it, don't get me wrong, but I used to love gaming, like, so passionately, and now I just play it to enjoy things here and there, or, I finish a day of work and I just want to chill for a bit. But, like, the passion you have when you're younger, I feel like, because we're children and we're so, like, unfiltered about everything, and we have so much time on our hands, we have time to be passionate about it, but I've got to just try and balance my priorities a bit. It's tough, but I want to recapture that excitement, like I said. Not just with that, like, I want to listen to full albums of music again. Like, sit down just to do that. I want to watch more movies, like, not just the mainstream ones, like, lesser known ones. I want to be able to understand those more. I want to get back into 3D art. I used to love 3D art, but now I'm just so burnt out on it. It's tough. Like, I know I've spoken about a bunch of different things here that require different, unique steps of action for each thing, but I think when you look at it all and don't obsess over every minute detail, for me at least, I think the solution is maybe I need to just start. The person that I clearly remember saying that is Rhymestyle. I know that's like a common piece of advice, but for some reason, when he said it, it stuck out to me. And it's true. Like, I get myself worked up about all these problems and often find myself comparing myself to others when really, I should be comparing myself to, myself the previous day. As cliche as that sounds. But it's true, I should see where I was at a certain point in time, appreciate where I am now, and just fucking start. Don't think, oh, I need to do this first, or no, I need to finish these and then I'll be ready, or even, I'm not ready for it yet. No, fuck that. Just start. However you can, just do it. No thoughts, just start it. Even if it's just 5 minutes, just start it, that way it might snowball. Start journaling to work on your emotions. Start doing hobbies you love again by stop scrolling on TikTok and YouTube and just immerse yourself in what you love. Seek help from family and friends and professional help when you feel like the weight of life gets too heavy. Start practicing self-love, journaling, and build confidence through repetition of positive self-talk and improving at the things and skills that you love. I've been meaning to make this for a while, but as you can clearly tell, I've been putting it off. This channel isn't going to become one of those self-help channels where I make videos on how to better yourself, fucking all that shit. But, as important as it is, I'm just going to make these types of videos every now and then when I need to vent, or when I want to update you guys on something, or maybe even just a checkpoint. Who knows, maybe if you all feel comfortable enough, you can talk to each other in the comments and be supportive and kind to one another. Anyways, whatever you want to do or achieve in life, just start. You owe it to yourself. If you enjoyed that video and want something a bit less serious, check out this video right here.